Hello everyone, welcome to the Sam Fury Show. This episode is a deep dive discussion of Sam Fury's summary of Chapter 5 from the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. It has been created with the help of AI. The chapter is titled Day 1, Quarter 1, Year 1, and Forever.
All right, let's dive right into Chapter 5 of Profit First. Where we kind of shift gears a bit.
Yeah.
From that theory to like the actual action.
Yeah, this is it. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Rubber meets the road, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's time to actually put these profit-boosting concepts to work.
This chapter is all about making those changes right away, like day one.
Oh, wow.
Setting yourself up for a really strong first quarter and then building on that momentum.
So not just like tweaking a few numbers.
No.
This is like a system overhaul.
Yeah, like complete system overhaul, yeah.
Wow, okay.
To make sure that you are prioritizing profit right from the beginning.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, and what I thought was really interesting is that the author really emphasizes that immediate action.
Oh.
It's not about just kind of passively absorbing the information, but really taking those first steps right away.
Yeah, I get that sense of urgency, too, from reading it.
Totally.
No more excuses, let's get this profit party started.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the first things he emphasizes is getting your team on board.
Oh, for sure. Communicating the shift to everyone in the business. Especially your accountant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's essential to making it work.
Makes sense. You got to have everybody on the same page.
Absolutely. You need everybody understanding how it works.
And it even goes so far as to say, like, if your accountant's not fully on board,
Yeah.
find a new one.
Yeah.
That's bold.
I know, right? But it shows how crucial it is to have that financial advisor
Okay.
who really believes in this profit-first mindset.
Yeah.
It can't just be about crunching numbers.
Yeah.
They have to actively support those profitability goals.
For sure. Okay, so we've got our team on board. Everyone's excited. Now let's talk about those target allocation percentages, or TAPS,
Yeah.
as the author calls them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TAPS.
What are those?
Yeah, think of TAPS as your financial GPS, right?
Okay.
Like they decide how much of your income goes to profit, to owner's pay, to taxes, and to operating expenses. And it's really about using them to guide you to those financial destinations that you set for yourself.
So we're kind of mapping out the route.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the cool thing is there's a free calculator.
Oh, nice.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
Perfect.
But it helps you figure out what those percentages should be based on your current financials.
Nice. So no complicated spreadsheets?
Nope, you don't have to do any of that.
I like it.
It's about taking that initial step.
Okay.
And then you adjust those percentages every quarter as you get closer to your goals.
Okay, so we've got our TAPS figured out.
Sure.
Our team's ready.
Ready to go.
Now it's time to actually put those 4 separate accounts to work.
Exactly.
The profits, the owners pay, the taxes, and the operating expenses.
This is where that pay yourself first concept really comes to life. But it's not just about your personal savings.
Right.
It's about taking care of the business, too.
Yeah, it's like acknowledging that the business actually deserves a piece of the pie,
Yes.
not just as an afterthought,
Exactly.
but as a fundamental part of everything.
Right.
Interesting.
So the author suggests at least 3% of your income to each of those accounts,
Okay.
to profit, to owner's pay, and to taxes,
Okay.
to kind of build that strong foundation from the get-go.
But where does that money come from, especially when you're first starting out?
That's where the author suggests you look at strategic cost-cutting.
Okay.
But it's not about slashing everything to the bone.
Yeah.
It's about getting out your magnifying glass and really looking at your expenses and seeing where you can trim like 10% here and there.
So like finding those sneaky expenses
Yes.
that are kind of like draining your resources.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe like negotiating better rates with suppliers.
Yeah, for sure. Or cutting back on those subscriptions you never use.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have a few of those.
Oh, yeah.
So the goal is to kind of free up some funds
Right.
for those essential accounts.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've set up our accounts.
Yes,
We've calculated our TAPS.
we got it.
We found some ways to free up cash.
Yes.
What's next?
All right, so next, the author suggests that you shift your accounting rhythm.
Oh, okay. How so?
So instead of doing it once a month, you do it twice a month on set dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Twice a month feels like a lot
I know, right?
compared to the once a month.
It is.
Why the extra frequency?
Think of it like checking your financial pulse more often.
Okay.
So by looking at your accounts twice a month,
Yeah.
you're getting a much clearer picture of your cash flow,
Okay.
which allows you to make better decisions
Okay.
and avoid overspending.
So like staying on top of it, preventing those financial surprises.
Exactly.
All right.
You in control of your money.
Okay.
Your money is not in control of you.
I like it. Okay, now for the fun part,
Yes.
the quarterly profit celebration.
This is the good stuff.
Tell me more.
Okay, so every quarter, the author says you take 50% of what's in your profit account.
Go.
And you give yourself a bonus.
Hold on. You're saying I can actually give myself a bonus
Yes,
just for having a profitable business.
that's right.
This is a game changer.
It's about recognizing your hard work and your dedication.
Okay?
It's a reminder that prioritizing profit benefits you directly.
Okay.
So the other 50% stays in that account and builds your emergency fund.
And once that emergency fund is all nice and healthy,
Yes.
what happens then?
Then you can use the extra to help your business grow.
Oh, cool. So it's like planting those profit seeds back into the business.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win.
It is.
You're rewarded for your profitability.
Yes.
And then you're building a safety net and a springboard.
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we move on to the next part of this deep dive,
Yeah.
what really stood out to you from this section?
You know what I found really interesting was the idea that even a temporary cash shortage
Mm-hmm.
can be a good thing.
Wait, running out of money can be good?
Well, in this system, yes.
Okay.
Because it forces you to really look closely at every expense,
Okay.
which often leads to really creative solutions.
So it's like a pressure cooker for resourcefulness. Interesting.
So instead of panicking when you can't pay all the bills,
Yeah.
you use it as an opportunity to refine things.
So turn those challenges into opportunities for
Yeah.
growth.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that perspective. Our listeners, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment to explore how this profit-first system plays out in the long run, beyond that first year.
So we've been talking about putting profit first into action, those first steps.
Right, laying the groundwork.
Yeah, and now I think it's time to kind of look ahead, beyond that initial setup.
Okay, yeah. How does this system help us stay, on track with that profit-first mindset?
Right, like how do we sustain this?
Yeah, beyond year one.
Well, one of the key concepts is this idea of gradual adjustment
Okay.
with those target allocation percentages, those TAPS we talked about.
Yeah, so we start with that baseline, and then we just kind of keep nudging those percentages
Exactly.
towards our goal.
Always moving forward.
Yeah.
The author makes this really interesting point here. He compares it to climbing a mountain.
Okay.
You might stop for a breath,
Uh-huh.
but you never turn around and go back down.
Oh, I like that.
It's about keeping that upward momentum going.
So even when things get tough, we're not going back on those allocations.
Yeah.
We're committed to that upward climb.
You got it.
Okay.
And as your business changes, as you hit those revenue milestones,
Yeah.
those TAPS can change too.
Okay.
It's not like a one-size-fits-all.
It adapts to our growth,
Exactly.
which makes it feel a lot more sustainable.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what I think is really interesting is the author really stresses that you have to keep evaluating your expenses.
Even as your revenue's going up,
Yes, even when things are good.
because it's easy to fall into that trap of like, oh, we're doing well now, let's loosen up a bit.
Yeah, it's so easy to do,
Yeah.
but that can be dangerous.
Yeah, it's like those athletes who train like crazy for the Olympics.
Yeah,
And then they win, and they just kind of let everything go.
exactly. The author calls that lifestyle inflation. You start spending more as your income grows, and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah.
Profit first is all about resisting that urge.
So it's about being mindful no
Yeah.
matter how much we're bringing in.
Absolutely.
So we're building that resilience.
Yes.
Making sure the business isn't just profitable today,
Right.
but ready for tomorrow.
You got it. It's about building a business that can weather the storms. Those unexpected things that life throws at you.
Okay, so speaking of growth,
Yeah.
what about reinvesting those profits back into the business?
Right. So we're setting those funds aside.
Yeah,
But how do we actually use them strategically to help the business grow?
exactly.
So remember, 50% of our quarterly profits are going to us.
Right, as that bonus.
Yes, that well-deserved reward.
Yeah.
And the other 50% is going into that profit account to build that reserve.
Yes.
And once that reserve is big enough to cover like 3 months of expenses,
Okay.
then you can use the extra to fuel growth.
So it's like we're planting those seeds back into the business.
Exactly.
Not relying on outside funding or taking on all this risk.
Right.
We're using our own success.
Exactly. And that's what's so powerful about this.
Right.
It creates this cycle of profitability and growth.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting by. It's about thriving.
This deep dive has really shifted my perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about the mindset.
Mhm.
How we think about the business,
Yeah.
prioritizing that profit.
Yeah, it changes everything.
It's like the engine of our success.
Yes, it's about moving away from that scarcity mindset,
Yeah.
always chasing revenue,
Yeah.
to embracing abundance,
Interesting.
recognizing that profit isn't just a byproduct, it's the foundation.
And that shift in thinking can be really empowering.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you view profit as the goal,
Uh-huh.
it impacts every decision you make,
Yeah. You're not just reacting to circumstances.
right?
You're in control,
Yes. You're shaping your financial destiny.
Okay.
which is a really powerful place to be.
And what's really cool is that this approach goes
Yes.
beyond just the financial stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
In what way?
Well, when you prioritize profit,
Yeah.
you're basically prioritizing the health of your business.
Right.
You're creating stability and security for yourself and for everyone involved.
Yeah, that's a good point. It impacts everyone.
It does.
Your team, your customers,
Even your supplier.
your suppliers.
Yeah, it creates this positive ripple effect.
Yeah.
When your business is thriving, everyone benefits.
There's that abundance again.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take another quick pause here. Listeners, stick with us. When we come back, we'll wrap up this deep dive by exploring, what happens when we hit those bumps in the road.
Yeah.
Those moments when the system is really put to the test. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into Profit First. We've covered a lot of ground,
Yeah, we have.
setting up those accounts,
Uh-huh.
celebrating those profits. Yeah, making sure we're taking care of ourselves and the business.
But let's be real. Putting any new system into practice, it comes with challenges, right?
Oh,
What happens when we hit those bumps,
Yeah, there's inevitable bumps.
Yeah, when the system's really put to the test.
Well, the author acknowledges that it can be tough at first,
Okay.
especially when it comes to paying bills.
Yeah, because we're diligently setting aside those funds, right?
For profit, for owners pay for taxes.
But then what if we're shorting that operating expenses account?
Right,
Does that mean the system's failing?
not at all.
Okay.
Actually, that's when Profit First really shines.
Oh, okay.
Because it forces you to confront that financial reality
Okay.
and make those tough decisions.
It was like a reality check.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Exactly.
We need to take a look at what's going on
You
here.
have to get really clear about your spending.
Yeah. Do we really need all those subscriptions?
Right. Can we get a better deal with our suppliers?
Yeah.
Are there things we can cut without sacrificing quality?
So we have to get creative.
Yeah,
Find those solutions.
absolutely.
It reminds me of those cooking shows
Oh,
where
yeah.
they have to make like a gourmet meal
Right?
with like 3 ingredients.
I love that.
It's like that.
It's all about being resourceful.
Yeah, making the most of what we have.
Yeah.
And you're saying that those moments when you can't pay all the bills
Mm-hmm.
can actually be a good thing.
They can be,
How so?
because they force you to reevaluate everything, to
Ah.
really streamline,
Right.
and to ultimately build a more efficient business.
So necessity is the mother of invention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those constraints push you to be more creative.
Find those better deals.
Absolutely.
Trim the fat.
Yeah. And it might be uncomfortable at first.
It's about moving from that reactive approach
Right. Just putting out fires.
to a more proactive one.
Yes.
So we're not waiting for problems to pop up.
Right. We're anticipating them
We're planning for them.
and we're building a system that prevents them.
I think that's a great takeaway for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Profit first. It's not just a set of rules.
It's a way of life,
It's a mindset.
a way of thinking about your business.
Yeah, that can really make a difference.
It can change everything.
So here's something to think about as you start putting this into practice.
Okay.
How do you think consistently prioritizing profit
Mm-hmm.
will impact not just your bank account,
Right.
but also your confidence and peace of mind?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's something to ponder. Until next time, happy profiting.
Thanks for tuning in to the Sam Fury Show. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all our original summaries, which you can download as PDFs, as well as other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.